Hey, good day, folks. Welcome to Answers Life. I'm just going to do a update video of my house here. I told you I would do this video, so I'm going to hurry up and go show you some exterior pics before it gets dark. I just got off of work, so I'm kind of rushing against time before it gets dark. So I'm going to turn you guys around and I'm going to show you some stuff. Alright, folks. For those of you that have been following these videos, the last time I showed you some footage of the exterior, there was a whole bunch of debris out here. Now ever since that time, I picked up all the debris and I took it all to the landfill. Now obviously I still needed to do some work out here in the yard, which it's going to take me a little bit of time to get this yard looking the way I want it to look. But for now, this is how everything looks without all that debris. Because there's a broke down shed that used to be right here, which I took all that to the landfill, so that's not there no longer. So I'll show you that real quick. All right, folks, this is a picture of this is some footage of the garage. The last time I showed you guys footage of the garage, I had a bunch of debris in here, which I took all that to the landfill. So this is what the garage looks like. I'm gonna scrap that washer. It no longer works. I got a little work table. Nothing special, just a garage. All right, folks. Now we're gonna go in the house. All right, folks. I'm gonna show you through the house. This is what everything looks like. Well, I'm not going to show you every little thing. I'll show you most, but not everything. Now, I did hire a housekeeping company to come out here and thoroughly clean the house. They cleaned the ceilings, the walls, and the floors, the fixtures. Every square foot, every inch of this house they cleaned. Even these little heaters. They cleaned everything. And for those of you that are wondering whether or rather not I'm going to paint these walls, the answer is no. I am not painting these walls. Yes, I know these walls are old. I mean, I know it's a dated look, so to speak. But quite frankly, I could care less. I don't see the point of spending a crap load of money on purchasing paint and then a crap load of time painting these walls. I happen to like these walls just the way they look. These walls do not need no paints. Of course, I had to replace a few light bulbs. Now, eventually, I will have to replace this oven because this oven does not work. And given the age of the oven, they no longer manufacture the parts for me to repair the oven. So, unfortunately, I will have to replace this oven, which I've been shopping around for an oven. Now, I will worry about that, obviously, after I move in. Okay, looks like a little bug trap here. The housekeeper that I hired to clean my house forgot to throw that away, I believe, but whatever. I'll dispose of it in a little bit here. All right, let's keep moving. Let's see, where's the light switch here? So again, I am not going to be doing no kind of painting of these walls. Now in time, all those scratches you see on these doors, in time I will re-varnish the doors and get rid of all those scratches. That, or I will replace these doors altogether. But again, it's not an emergency, it's not urgent, so I'm not going to worry about it at this particular point. See, the main thing with this house, at least for right now, was for me to get this house to the point where it was, habitable and clean and all that good stuff. I mean, that was my main thing right now, was to get this house to where everything that's supposed to be working is working and the house is habitable. That's my main goal right now. Now we're gonna enter in the bathroom. Now for the bathroom, this is an old gas heater, which eventually I'm gonna have to get rid of because the knob that was on this heater done broke off. Now I guess if I wanted to, I can buy a knob for it and use it, but I don't see myself using it, so eventually I'm gonna take it off the wall. But again, right now, it is what it is. It ain't hurting nothing, it ain't harming nothing, so whatever. Here's another, and obviously this house is very dated. You got the old 1970 sink, original with the construction of the house. Now, I did replace the faucet, however, but everything else here is all original. And no, I'm not going to replace these vanities. It doesn't need to be replaced. I think these older vanities are better. They're built better, they look better, and there's no need to replace them. I know a lot of times when people buy older houses like this, they like to go through and replace everything under the sun. Me, I'm not like that. I think the old stuff is better. So long as it's functioning and it's not looking all it's not looking raggedy, I'm keeping it. Now, for this bathtub, I'm kind of 50-50. Like maybe eventually down the road, I might invest in a bath fitter to put over all this. But again, for now, this is what it is. I got me a new shower set. Yeah, let me back up here. I got me new faucets. I did not replace the drain. I kept the drain. Again, everything has just been cleaned. And here's a little closet right there. And I think I showed you this already, but... Oh, and by the way, I did have to go through and have all new plumbing installed in the house. So this house does have new plumbing. The old galvanized plumbing that was here before was no good. The pipes were like the pipes were real corroded, and there were a couple of leaks in a couple of different areas. So I went on ahead and hired some plumbers to come out here and okay, there we go. So I went on ahead and I hired some plumbers to come out here and re-plumb the entire house. So this house has got all new plumbing. And this is my little walk-in closet here. Now for some of you that might look like mold, but I can promise that it's not mold. It's just that the room in here needs to be painted. Looks like they threw on some primer and didn't bother to actually paint. And again, that's a project I can worry about much later. Right now, it's not that critical. Here's one of my bedrooms. Again, you got the old school walls, which I am not going to paint. And no, I'm not going to tear them down and replace them with drywall. I'm not doing any of that stuff. It's not necessary. And again, this is very dated, but again, I don't care. I'm not, all that stuff about having to have everything updated. I don't care. Because, well, and now now we're back in the living room here. I think I already showed you. So I'm gonna cut this camera off and I'm gonna have a little conversation with you guys about everything. Alright folks, y'all saw the house. Now, as I told you guys on my very first set of videos of this house tour, I was extremely hesitant in doing these type of videos on my channel because I'm a fairly private person when it comes to my home. But I figure, whatever, I'm gonna go ahead and do these videos and I'll just take certain precautions. Just because. Now, one of the main reasons why I chose to do these kind of videos is because I wanted to use these videos to educate those of you that are out here looking to purchase a home. Maybe you're hopeless. You don't think you'll ever become a homeowner because the housing prices right now are so high. Maybe you're reading a lot of the data, and the data that you're reading is suggesting that the average cost of a starter home is going to run you $250,000 or more. And depending on what part of the country that you reside in, yeah, that could be true, and that is true. But fortunately, there's also plenty of areas in the United States where you can purchase yourself a home, and not even a starter home, for less than $200,000. Now, granted, those areas are not going to offer you the most amount of excitement. You're not going to have the most amount of entertainment, and the jobs may not necessarily pay the most. But then again, you also got to bear in mind that in these areas that I'm discussing, the cost of living is going to also be substantially less. And you're going to actually be able to live a better quality of life on less money compared to living somewhere else where, yeah, the wages are higher, but everything else is so expensive that your quality of life is still going to be pissed. Now, as you guys can see, this house is very dated, as many of you would say. This house was built in the early 70s. Now, I know there's a lot of you, you're looking at everything and you're thinking, man, if I had this house, I would tear down the kitchen and update the kitchen. I would tear out the bathrooms, update the bathrooms. I would tear out these old school walls and replace them with drywall or paint over these. Now, one of the main reasons why I'm not going to do any of that stuff is because, for one, I like how it looks, and secondly, I don't feel the need to do it. I mean, my attitude is, why spend tens and thousands of dollars on home renovations that are not a necessity? I mean, updating the bathroom, updating the kitchen, updating these old school walls are not necessities. They're wants, not needs. And if you purchase a home like this that's older, and you approach these type of purchases with my type of mindset, you will save yourself a crap load of money on housing expenses. Because a lot of times you might look at a house like this, like I told you guys before, I was able to buy this house for less than $50,000. But a lot of you guys out here who have been brainwashed by media, by society, you think because you buy an older house like this, you have to go through and spend tens and thousands of dollars to update everything. And the truth of the matter is, you don't. In most cases, you don't. Now, I'm not going to give you an exact number of how much money I got tied up into this house so far, but I will give you a figure that's extremely close. Now at this point, you know what? I will give you an exact number. At this point, I got $85,000 into this house. At this point, $85,000. Now that $85,000, it does include the purchase of the house itself. It also includes my new plumbing, which I got all new plumbing put in this house. It includes the cleaning services that I've hired to clean this house. It also even includes me hiring a pest control company to come and spray this house for bugs, as well as treating it for termites. Now this house does not have termites in it, but they put some type of solution around the house to prevent it from getting termites. And of course, that price also includes everything that you guys saw that I replaced. All the sink faucets. It includes all the new tiles. It also includes, well, let me turn around here. It also includes the new floors. So everything I've had done to this house, if you guys go back on my channel and you go back to some of my older videos that I got up about this house as I was getting things done to it, everything you see in those videos, the $85,000 I have put up into this house so far, it includes everything. Now I would estimate by the time I get done with doing, I'll just say close to everything that I want to do to the house, I will probably have at that point, I'll just say worst scenario, I will have $100,000 into this house. And some of the things I want to do to this house is, for one, I need this oven you see, I got to replace it because it no longer works. And secondly, I want to do some minor electrical updates to the house. And there's also, like I said earlier, there's also a couple of doors that I want to either sand down and be varnished, or I'm going to just replace them all together. So I figure by the time I do a few more minor updates to the house, and also there's a couple of windows I want to replace as well. And also I want to do more work out in the yard. Well, I need to do more work out in the yard. I don't want to, I need to. So I figure by the time I do all that, I would say on the high side, I'm going to have $100,000 into this house, which I think is a damn good deal. $100,000, 2 acres. The house itself is over 1,600 square feet. In my humble opinion, you can't go wrong. And I'm going to do another video just kind of breaking down the cost of everything. I was going to do it on this video, but it would make this video way too long, so I'm going to do it on a separate video. So stay tuned for that video. I just wanted to do like I said, I just want to do these type of videos to show you guys who are looking to purchase a home that you do not have to spend $500,000 for a basic ass house. You can buy an older house like this, and you can get it renovated from top to bottom, from wall to wall, for far less than what many people will tell you that it costs. And I will illustrate that more in depth on my next video when I talk about the amount of money I done spent on the renovation of this house. And although I kind of already discussed ways of how I saved on the renovation of this house, I will elaborate on a little more on that on that next video. So that's all for this video. Stay blessed. Hope you enjoyed the tour. I'll catch you all on the next one.